Go.
Good afternoon to all the Sandy Run Country Club members. This is Casey O'Reilly, the golf pro at Sandy Run Country Club. Today we've come out here to the 6th hole here at Sandy Run, and we're going to talk about some basic fundamentals when chipping around the greens. All right, so when we get a lie like this in the rough, and we have, as you can pan the camera, Jack, we have the flag in the back of the green here. We have a lot of green to work with, so this is just your basic chipping motion. So let's go over the fundamentals of how to hit this shot consistently good. Right, so the first thing you want to do is pick a club that you're comfortable with chipping. For me, it's my 56-degree club. It's got a lot of bounce, which I like. So some of the pre-swing chipping fundamentals, very important. The first thing is I like to grip down on the grip. I like to choke all the way down on the club because it gives me more feel of the club head. And I can be more aggressive through impact, and the ball won't go as far as if I had my hands up here on the top of the grip. So I like to get my hands way down on the grip. The other pre-swing fundamentals, obviously we have to aim the club face where we want the ball to land. This is fairly a straight chip. It's a long chip, but it doesn't have a lot of break. So we're going to line the club face slightly open at the hole. You want the club face slightly open just to expose the bounce, right? Because if we use the bounce, the club never digs. You know, if you use your leading edge, the club can have a tendency to dig. You never want to dig in your chips. You want a very shallow sweeping motion, right? So aim the club face, that's your spot where you want the ball to land, slightly open, choke down, and then very important that we get our stance narrow because we're not hitting for power, we're hitting for control. So we want a narrow stance and we want an open stance. I'll get into why we want an open stance in a few seconds, but we want the ball slightly back in our stance, and we want our stance open, which means our left foot is going to be a couple inches behind our right foot. The reason why you want an open stance is because when you chip with body turn, right? So you want to be able to take your body and turn to the target, and that's going to bring the club through. We don't want to have a chipping motion where you're doing a lot of hand action. We want our chest and our shoulders in control of the club, both going back and going through. You can take one-arm swings like this to practice feeling the club working in a little arc and your shoulders in control. So let's hit one here. So I'm going to point a slightly open club face at the spot where we want to land the ball. Get the ball slightly back in your stance, kind of inside your right foot if you're right-handed. Get the grip of the club slightly forward, and then feel some body turn through the strike. Goes a little right there with the break. This is just perfect. So again, you know, chipping fundamentals. Grip down on the club. Get the ball position slightly back. Get your stance open. And really feel your chest rotating to the target. Like I'm going to hit this one a little long on purpose, just to give you the idea of the body, the shoulders are in control of the strike. That one almost made it. So you look at the follow through here, the club is pointing right at my stomach. It's right in front of me, which means my center was in control of the club, my shoulders. If my hands were involved, the club head would be passing my body. So again, when you chip around the greens, choke way down on the club, get your ball position back in your stance, your hands forward, and try to feel your shoulders turning through. For some reason I can't play the break, but as you can see there, all three shots are solid. Now, if you want to hit a little higher chip shot, I wouldn't change the motion. Good or bad lie. If it's a bad lie and you want to hit a higher shot, just change your spot. So now I got my 60, and because I have my 60, I'm gonna make a bigger swing and it's gonna go higher. I'm not gonna change the motion. It's always gonna be shoulder turn and rotation through of your shoulders and your chest. It's obviously going to be a bigger swing because we're going to hit it higher, and we have a 60-degree club here. So the shoulder turn back and through is going to be a little bit bigger. Almost made it. So you can see that one had a little more spin on it, a little higher shot because it was my 60. So again, chipping fundamentals. It's really not a hard shot. A lot of it is pre-swing. Get your hands down on the grip for feel. Get your ball position slightly back. So just inside your right foot. Make sure your stance is open, very important, because again, we want to be able to rotate through the shot, and having an open stance is allowing my left hip and shoulder to turn through. So those are your pre-swing fundamentals. And then your in-swing, again, arms and shoulders back and chest through. You always want to feel like you're holding the club face there. You never want the club passing your hands. That's kind of a death move when you chip. So if you ever want to take a lesson from myself, Lance, or Jack, we could teach you how to chip on the course sometime when it's quiet or up at the short game area. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you soon at the club. Thank you very much.